Hey gang, Tony here. I am back in town after a long weekend away in Oaks, Pennsylvania for RetroCon 2024. It was a very good time. I'm probably not going to do a full recap of the trip on this channel, but if you'd like to see, if you want to hear, every little bit of what happened on this trip, I'm planning on doing a full recap for Patreon, for my Patreon members, simply because I know that that video will be a bit more long-winded and, frankly, maybe not for everyone. So if you want to hit up my Patreon, links are in the description. You could join for as little as $1. You got $1? Want to spend $1? Get a whole month of the whole digital package basically over at my Patreon. There are higher tiers with other perks, but do what you want, right? This video is going to basically be a smaller recap, but mostly what I bought. And there's a decent amount of crossover with horror stuff. So there were, Catherine Stewart and Kelly Maroney were both there for Night of the Comet, and Lance Guest was also there, again with Catherine Stewart for The Last Starfighter. But I'm not an autograph person, so I don't go to meet the the celebrities usually, and I don't go for autographs. But I did go to their panels, which was a lot of fun. So they did for each movie there was a panel. I didn't get a ton of stuff, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you frankly, and this is all speculation, you understand. I don't know this. I don't know this for sure, but I have an idea that roughly 90% of the vendors, before they came to the show, they looked up everything they had on eBay, checked the price, and then added another 50% value to that. And that's how they priced their items. Because, holy God, the prices on this stuff, man, I don't know what they were thinking in some cases. It was, eBay prices and above 90% of the time. I managed to find a few things that were, a little better value, but still, I checked a few things and, I could get this cheaper on eBay. What are we even doing here? So I didn't buy a ton of stuff, but I'll show you what I got. I put that in frame purposely just to point out I did in fact get. I'm wearing pajamas. I'm sorry. It's been a long weekend. I did in fact get the Chucky animatronic from Home Depot, and I will be putting that together, and I'll show you how that all comes in a future video. First of all, I didn't buy this. I want to show this off. My good friend John of Gen X Grown Up, who we met at the convention. So this was a mini get-together for part of the Retro Days crew. Tony Great, the producer, the owner, the head, the captain of the Retro Days ship, if you will, he facilitated our arrival there to be all together at the convention. So Tony was there, Tony Great was there, John was there, and I was there. So we all got to meet, which was really cool. And it's just really cool stuff. Spooky tricks. The imagery is really cool in these kinds of books, I love it. Look at that. Saturday Night Live, Halloween. It got to a point where I was looking for anything that was affordable that piqued my interest. Certainly you could find this probably digitally, but I thought it was kind of cool. It's orange and it says Halloween on it, so I was like, I'll take it, thank you. He wanted $5. I don't think there's only one thing that I actually paid what they were asking, but I made an offer on everything, because even the starting prices on all this stuff was out of hand. I wanted $5. I offered $3, and he hemmed and hawed a little bit, and he was like, well, and then he goes, for you. I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't know you. but he gave it to me for the $3. And then he even like had to stick in there how it's a rare one. It's not rare. I don't think people know what that word means. Next, I will show you the item that they would not go down on. It was $5. It is a Gargoyles book and rubber stamp kit, which appears to have never been used. When you open the box there, you could see there's a little book, and the stamps are still in there. Little rubber stamps. And it looks like, it's in really good shape. It's from 90-something or other. What does it say on here? 95. The rest of this stuff is pretty cool, actually. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, yeah. I did pretty good, I think. I lied. I paid full price for this Famicom game. It was $5, as you can see. I don't remember what it's called. But if you're curious, that's one of the things I think I want to make a separate video for. It's not going to be today, so it might be a couple days before you see it. But I was thinking I do have like a capture device that I can use. I think I have to see if I can do this. But I was thinking about like testing this live. I got another video game. They wanted $12 for it. I think I offered them $10 and they took it. Yeah, pretty sure I paid $10 for this. It is Alien Syndrome. It has the Tengen. I think that's how you pronounce that, Tengen. It has the box, which is kind of neat. I don't have any of these. This is my first one of those. And the game, of course. Oop, that is upside down. Let's try this again. Ooh, lots of reflections on that. And it had the manual, too, which was one of the partial deciding factors for me. I was like, well, it comes with that neat box and the manual. So I was pretty happy about that. And $10 is right around... Again, like if you look this stuff up, they don't really, it's not worth that much or anything. Nothing I got is like worth astoundingly more than I paid. These vendors will not allow that. They're not there selling stuff that they don't know what it is. They look everything. I'm telling you, man, they know exactly what they have. So, I mean, it's not the sort of place that you go for like deals. It's not a flea market. Found a couple of Halloween records. This one is House of Terror. It has a comic book inside, like as part of the record, as part of the jacket. And there's like lots of pages. I'm gonna have trouble flipping through it this way, but there are all kinds of pages of the comic in there, and of course the record is also in there. You can check that out. And it was very cool. I didn't have this one, although I did buy a new record, and I was racking my brain. I was like, okay, I just recently bought something. I think it was a reprint of this one. Like it was a brand new pressing. And I forgot to check, so I'm going to do that right now. I'll just edit this. It was. I was remembering correctly. So this is the new one that I just bought. You could see from down in the corner there. Power Records. And it's a brand new pressing of this. They probably still have them, actually. And it's not exactly the same. The comic is not part of the record here, you could see. Monsters. And it has... So that's kind of cool. So now I have the original release along with the new pressing. So he was asking $20 for that record. He was asking $10 for all the other ones, and I grabbed this guy. Spike Jones, A Spooktacular and Screaming Sound. I thought that would be kind of cool. It's in worse condition. You can see it's like torn at the bottom. I pointed that out and I offered him, instead of 30, I offered 25. And again, they all hem and haw like they're like you're trying to steal their firstborn from them or something. But he went for it. He said, yeah, I guess that's in pretty bad condition. I'll give it to you. So I guess technically I probably, if you want to call it, being $20 for the one record, and this one got half off. But those were a couple of my favorites. And then this final thing. Oh, there's something else I forgot. But this was... this may be my favorite item of the weekend. It is, as you could see, a Nightmare on Elm Street children's costume. It has a glove. The shirt is back there as well. Sorry about all these reflections. Kind of hard not to get reflections on this kind of material. And the mask, obviously. And I have a feeling if you ever tried to take that mask out of there, it would just like crumble to dust. This is just going to be like, I'm never going to open that. There's no real reason to. It's a children's costume. But it'll be hang on the wall sort of display that I thought was pretty cool. They were asking for these $15, and I offered $10 because I don't want to pay $15, and they took it. So that was a $10 buy, which I think is totally worth it. That's a nice display piece. I like that. Garfield in Disguise comic. Well, comic, I guess. It's the book based on the Halloween short. Or I don't know what came first, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I guess the comic probably came first, right? But it's the special, the Halloween special. And I had been looking to get this. I was going to order it off of Amazon or off of eBay, and they were just a little bit more than I wanted to pay. Like, they go for more than I want to pay. I can't remember how much, but this was marked $10, and I'm like, nope. I offered them $5, and this was one of the only people that did not hem and haw. That was just like, okay. They had a big stack of these books. They probably sold none of them all weekend. This was like the last day of the convention, maybe within the last couple hours. Probably figured like, what, sure, $5, because no one's buying these things. And I will tell you confidentially, a lot of those big items I was talking about that had like far too high of a price tag, they were there. Those vendors took them home with them. I'm sure some of the vendors sold some stuff that was overpriced to people, but like a lot of that stuff, like I saw a Bela Lugosi blow mold. Oh, my heart stopped. I said, oh, my Bela Lugosi, come to me, my child. $300. They want $300 fucking dollars. Now, whether or not that's a good price, I don't fucking care. It's $300 for a goddamn blow mold. Keep it. You heard me, man. They had another one. You'll see in the picture. They had another one that was pretty cool. It was the tombstone with the skeleton and the full moon and the cat and the pumpkin. It's very cool. They want $125, $125. I was toying around with the idea on the last day. They still had those too. They sold some of the ghosts that were a little cheaper, but they had them. And I was toying around with the idea of maybe offering like $75 for the skeleton one. But then I thought about it. I was like, I don't even want to pay that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys know. You watch my videos. Something maybe. I pull this stuff from flea markets and yard sales. I've been for years now, over a decade, for nothing. And I'm not saying that means that no one should make money on these things secondhand if they want to. They're free to do that, and they will make their money. This stuff has gotten very popular, and people will pay these prices, even though I think it's ridiculous, especially for the rarer stuff. Sure, I get it, if you really want it. But I have so many of these blow molds already that I just don't, like... I don't need them. You know what I mean? So to pay that price for something that I don't need, I can't do it, you know? Anyway, sorry, I'll get off my high horse. I know that's not a very a very nice collector mentality. I know if you really want something, go for it. That's great. I mean, I just blew $200 on this fucking thing over here, so I'm not one to talk. But that's the going rate, though. That's at the store. It's the going rate. You're not going to get it any cheaper, and it's only going to go up in value. All right, though they're on eBay now for more than that. I did buy this. This was not at the RetroCon. I was just going to show you the DVD set of the Beetlejuice cartoon. I finally pulled the trigger on it because it was on sale for like less than $20, and then literally like 2 weeks later, that now it's on Tubi for free. So don't be like me. Go watch it for free on Tubi. And finally, again, not from this weekend, just something I haven't shown you yet. If they still have them, I highly recommend these. Dollar store, $1.25. Look at this, beautiful. You get 4 cups, and they look vintage. Right? They got that imagery on there that just, and they're not vintage. They're dollar store, Dollar Tree cups, but they're orange plastic. You get 4 of them for $1.25. And the imagery on there is so old school. So beautiful. You know what this Friday is, people? Friday the fucking 13th. That's not the same thing as Friday the 13th. You understand? On Friday the fucking 13th. Yeah, fuck. It's Friday the 13th. These are going to be filled with some kind of weird concoction that I'm going to make. I don't know what it's going to be yet. There'll be alcohol in it, though. I'm going to go. I just realized that I am really tired. I'll see you next time. I'll probably do those video game tests. And if you want to see the full recap, as I said, you can check out my Patreon. Breathe deep of the night, people.